This is it, episode 494. Oh, that's a Highway 494. Of course, everybody knows that here in Minnesota. Episode 494, No Laugh Track Podcast. Justin Severson, the host here with second-time guest. Same month last year.
Yes.
Kelsey Cook is here with me.
Hi. Thanks for having me back.
Yes. Well, of course. Last year, it was your first time here.
Yes. First time performing at the club and first time in Minneapolis. And now I live here.
And now you live here.
So weird.
I mean,
I would have never in a million years guessed.
Never. I always listen back to the previous time a guest was here, and I listened back this morning. Wouldn't it have been great if I was like, "Do you ever think you'll live here?"
Yeah.
I mean, there was no hint of that. Whatsoever.
I know. I feel like, I don't know if I did it on the podcast, but when I was opening the shows last year, I was like shitting on the city for it being so cold. And yeah, I cannot believe that I live here now.
Welcome.
Got trapped by a man.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Let's. We got so much to talk about in a short amount of time here. We're going to talk about you recently being on The Tonight Show. We'll talk about you still doing your podcast, your shows here this week, foosball a little bit, all of that stuff. But awesome. I do want to, because I just hung out with our mutual friend. I don't know. I'm not dating him.
He's
you
a dear
are.
friend of mine.
I'm not dating him. You are. His name is Chad Daniels.
Yes.
And congratulations on that, by the way.
Thank you.
But I wanted to tell you. So last week, Jeff Dye was here headlining, and we did the podcast. And afterwards, we ended up, they invited me out to have some food.
Did you go to Cuzzy's?
We went to Cuzzy's.
Nice. Yeah.
And it was super fun. One of the best hangs I've had in a while.
Oh,
it was
good.
Awesome. It was so much fun. I needed that. But I got to see the moment that Jeff Dye was told that you are dating Chad. Chad was sitting there, and he kept, everybody's telling stories and stuff, and Chad had told a couple stories, like, about my girlfriend. But he just said my girlfriend. And then at one point, he added in, well, she's a comedian. And still nobody, I mean, it was me and Chell, of course, who know what's going on. But Jeff never questioned. We were there for maybe 2 hours, and finally he's like, hey, if you don't mind me asking, who do I know who you're dating? Yeah. And he goes, yeah, her name's Kelsey Cook. And the look on his face was, I mean, if he would have had a microphone like you and I do, he would have dropped it. Like, there's no
that's so funny.
And then, of course, you were probably told about this. Then he said, oh, you two are my new favorite couple.
Yeah.
So you got Jeff Dye's approval last week, apparently, and I witnessed it. But the look on his face was absolutely priceless.
Yeah, Chad likes that long con of how many kind of Easter eggs he can drop before he reveals it. But there aren't that many people that don't know anymore because, we post a bunch of photos together now and stuff like that. So I think most other comics know that we're together, but it is fun when you find like a Jeff Dye who doesn't know yet. And then,
So I have to ask, because I feel like I really didn't know this was going on. I ran into Chad at a Wild game back in, it was like 2 or 3 days before he was going to go to Madison to record his specials.
Oh, right. Okay.
And he was like, hey, so I got a place in Minneapolis now. I'm living with my girlfriend. And that's it.
Yeah.
He didn't say who. He didn't say it was someone I've met before. He didn't say it was someone that's a comedian. Nothing. Just my girlfriend. I just left it at that.
Yeah.
And then I saw his Instagram post at some point. It was you two were at like Whole Foods or something. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Two comedian friends, they don't just, this means something, right?
Yeah, he was giving me shit because I was complaining all morning about how freezing it was. And then we went to Target and I wanted ice cream. And I stood with the freezer door open trying to figure out which ice cream I wanted for like a solid 3 minutes. And he was like, look at this fucking animal who... Like, you are the problem. You're just standing here. Now you're ruining the indoors for everybody, letting all the cold air out. But, yeah. So, I know what video you're talking about.
Yes, perfect. So that was my first, like, wait, what?
Yeah. I think he likes to play things close to the vest and then have people be like, wait, well, who is it? It is a fun reveal for both of us, I think, to tell
absolutely.
people. Yeah.
So I just want to know. So then I was looking back at your podcast, Helpless, and I'm scrolling through the episodes.
Yeah.
And then I see one, Kelsey's boyfriend, Chad. I'm like, oh, they've been public about this way longer than I was aware.
Yeah. And I think people forget, too, that on Instagram, it's like, even if you follow somebody, Instagram doesn't show you every single thing that person posts. Right. And so, yeah, I mean, I had posted stuff from us like last year, and But you have to have seen like that particular post, or maybe you still don't know.
Right, I
So,
follow
yeah.
you, and I never saw any of that.
Yeah, it's funny. But I think we're both also not like super publicly gross, right? We're not always just like drooling on each other's faces on Instagram. So we just post here and there. But yeah.
Who? I am curious. Who was the one who was like, let's start dropping hints, or let's go a little public with this. Like whenever that happened, who was the first one? Was there a conversation, or did you just throw something out there? Did he just throw something out there?
We went on a trip with a couple of his friends and their wives it's been September, I think. And so there were so many just like, I think, cute photos taken. And so there was one that was like, oh, I really love this. Are you cool with me posting this? And he said, yeah, of course. So, but I think especially when your lives are both more public being comics, and it is a conversation that I think we both had of like, are we okay being public about it? So
Had to be. Well, congratulations, and now we will move on. We'll never mention him again.
Oh my gosh.
kidding.
I talk about him a disgusting amount. I'm happy to talk about him this whole time.
That's perfect. We both love him in different ways.
Yes. That'd be weird if I found out on this podcast that you love him the same way I love him. I'd be like, well,
I am so jealous of one of you, and I'm not going to say who. It's you.
Okay.
I'm jealous of you. Doing my research for the podcast, talking to you today, one of the very last things I saw, I'm so excited to bring up. It was I assume it's a whole game. I didn't sit there and watch the whole thing, but it was the 2019 championship of some foosball tournament of you and somebody.
Wow.
Playing 46,000 views on this thing.
Yeah, I forget that there's a game from a tournament I was in that went on YouTube and that a lot of people have watched it. I definitely lost that match, which was a bummer. It was
you
the finals.
did?
Yeah.
Oh no! I didn't know. Just say you won.
I've got so many second place trophies. It's terrible feng shui in my apartment to just have this like collection of silver. It's bad, but I think I get to the finals, and I don't know if I choke or if I just haven't practiced enough that like by the time I get to the finals, I'm playing somebody who takes foosball as seriously as I take comedy, and then they've got more time under their belt. But
that's an interesting way to say that. When did taking comedy surpass foosball for you? Because I know foosball was first.
Foosball was first, yeah. Foosball's been in my life my entire life, actually, but I never was able to take foosball seriously the way that some touring players have, even though it's always been in my life. I was involved in a lot of sports growing up in school, so that took the majority of my time. I would usually travel to a few foosball tournaments a year, but the people who are very, very competitive now and really good, they are practicing and playing on a daily basis, and I wasn't ever really able to do it like that. So I've been doing comedy for 13 years now, and that really took over the majority of my time. But now it's fun if I can make it to a foosball tournament maybe once or twice a year. I will be proud of myself if I even beat a person, because I don't have the time to practice anymore. So for me, it's more just trying to go and have fun and enjoy it. But yeah, people are amazing now. Really, really good foosball players out there.
There was a thing, I guess Chad did mention when we were out that he bought a table for your place, right?
He did, yeah.
Awesome.
He surprised me with that for Christmas, and my jaw was to the floor. It's this like gorgeous top-of-the-line foosball table, and it's so nice. It's the only thing I can beat him at. It's infuriating. He's so good at everything. Like every sport we play, every game we play, he wins 99% of the time. So foosball is my one thing I get to hold over him.
How about like trivia? You guys ever do trivia? Who's better at that?
We don't do a ton of actual trivia, but I would love to do that with him. We always have a running puzzle competition going on. So do you ever do Wordle?
Every day.
Okay.
Almost.
Okay. So we do a Wordle, Quirtle, Nerdle competition where this is so sad. This is so nerdy. But every week it will rotate. So we'll do Wordle one week and then Quirtle the next and then Nerdle. And either one of us who can win all 3 weeks in a row, he got an actual like WWE championship belt made. And he has won twice now, which is really frustrating. So yeah, he beats me at most things.
Wait a minute. Have you won the belt yet?
I haven't won the belt yet. I've gotten to the point many times where I will win the first 2 weeks and then I can't get that third week.
This is like my fantasy football league. We've been putting money into this thing for like if someone wins 2 years in a row, they're going to get this crazy huge pot.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody's ever going to do it. We just
I
keep putting
know.
money into this thing.
I keep getting so close. It will happen. I keep telling him that it will happen, and he laughs every time. But I really believe it will.
So you grew up playing sports and being a sports fan? Because I know you guys were going to, like, I saw you guys at a Wild game.
Yes,
I think you mentioned some of you guys going to a Timberwolves game at some point. You did. So that's stuff you're not being dragged to. You love that.
No, I love it.
Good. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, played sports my whole life, and being from Spokane, and my whole family and I are huge Gonzaga fans, and that's such a fun team to love over the years.
Drew Timmy got me a few dollars last weekend.
Oh wow, nice! Yeah, the game's tonight. I'm gonna be like checking my phone the second I get off stage, but because they're in the Sweet 16 tonight.
Yes.
So, and it's been fun to come here. I had never been to a professional hockey game until I moved here, and so now I'm like full-on Wild fan.
Love it.
Really love it. It's so fun. Hockey is insane. It's so lawless. I can't believe that you can just like openly fist fight, and then they're just like, hey, go sit down and think about what you did for 2 minutes, and then you can play again. Like no other sport is like that, where you can just punch a guy in the face and then keep
in
playing.
other sports, you can't play for several days.
Yeah.
You get suspended, and they're just like, take a timeout.
Yeah.
Come on back. And then those guys like, good fight. Like they thank each other when they're done most times.
It's so strange. Yeah, I didn't realize how much like MMA is in hockey, it feels like.
Oh yeah, some of those guys train as boxers to be better fighters. It's nuts.
It's nuts. I had no idea.
Well, plus you guys have pretty good seats, so that's
pretty cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, I can't complain about that.
There's something I've been meaning to bring to the I've been bringing it every week, and I never bring it up. I'm finally going to bring it up to somebody here. This thing that's been trending for the last few months, I'm seeing like on the mainstream media, social media, everywhere. Teenagers drinking Borgs. Have you seen this?
I don't even know what that is.
You don't know what this is?
No.
Brandon, do you know what I'm talking about? You haven't seen this? You're kidding me. You are absolutely kidding me. Oh my goodness. So, think about like, when did you started like? Did you wait till 21 to drink alcohol, Kelsey Cook?
No.
Like a responsible young person?
No, I sure did not.
No.
But I didn't start super early either. I was kind of a square in high school. Drinking scared me. But then I got into college and I had like the full like fake ID so that I could go before, because my friends turned 21 like half a year before I did, and I did not want to miss their 21 birthday run at the bar. So I was drinking at like 20.
What was your fake ID? Was it a same
It
state,
was a
different
Texas.
state, different state?
Yep, Texas. It looked pretty legit. It always worked. I had to memorize that address on there, which was a just anxiety-inducing moment of being drunk and being at the bar and having a bouncer ask me to recite that address. But it worked. Had a great time.
Do you remember it right now?
Oh, no.
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 That would be great.
I have lost that
123
information.
Main Street.
Yeah.
So a Borg, it stands for Blackout Rage Gallon. B-O-R-G. Blackout Rage Gallon. It's a gallon jug filled with a mix of alcohol, often vodka, and flavored water. Students are using, now that's part stupid. So basically, these kids are buying a gallon of water, dumping out half of it, filling that empty half with vodka, a flavor enhancer, and liquid IV. And then they drink them all day. Like that's all you drink. You don't go to no one brings beer. Everybody has their Borg.
Oh my God.
And some people are like, well, it's because it has a little lid on it and you just keep it yourself, you're less likely to get date raped or something or whatever. But you're also drinking like a fifth of vodka throughout a day.
Yeah. Also just like the aesthetics of it, that feels very apocalyptic. Like you just got this like, I don't know.
Yes.
Like, being from Spokane, that feels very on brand for where I'm from.
Okay.
It's a little trashy.
Like you could picture showing up at a party and everybody's just like got there.
Yeah.
Another thing I was starting to read, there's kids give them all these like these pun-tastic names like Ernest Borgnine and all these different plays on Borg, and they give it like silly names and stuff. Creative teenagers.
Do we know how much vodka that is in half a gallon? Like, is that a full fifth?
That's a very good question. Let me see.
'Cause that's
here.
fucking crazy.
Offer flavored with water, electrolytes to help prevent. Students are showing themselves carrying them. Oh yeah, they're giving them names like Borg to be wild, LeBorg James, and Legally Borg.
Oh my god.
The benefit of the Borgs, they can control the amount of alcohol they're going to consume. It says it lifts peer pressure. Is it? If you want to fit in with. It's consuming too much alcohol. Oh, yeah, here we go. Many recipes for Borgs found on social media call for a fifth of liquor. That's 750 milliliters, which is equivalent to 17 shots.
Yeah, that's
17 shots.
Alcohol poisoning. I mean,
Yes.
that's emergency room.
Yes.
So kids are drinking that over the course of a day,
Yeah.
or just like taking it to a party at night.
Both, I believe. Yeah. It's the replacement for beers and for a keg party. You look as confused as I've been hearing about this for the last month or so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not having kids, and I'm like, that's just another. Like, I can't. That's terrifying.
Kelsey, as a parent of 3 girls, I can tell you there's way bigger things to worry about than Borg
Oh my
drinking.
god. I bet. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I wish that was all I had to worry about. Oh my goodness. I freaking wish. Let's talk about your appearance on the Tonight Show just recently.
Okay. Yeah.
Congratulations on that. Second
Thank
time,
you.
correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I did it for the first time 5 years ago. And yeah, it was nice to go back on. I mean, that's one of those things where when you start comedy, that's something that you're like, oh man, that would be the coolest if that ever happened.
Right.
And then so to get to go back on I'm like, oh my God, this is such a nice thing to have happen. And it was cool to kind of know a little bit, since I'd done it before, what it was like to even just walk out there. And it takes a little bit of the edge off. It's still, I can't imagine that ever not being such a high pressure situation. It just is. It's like, there's no way around it.
Yeah.
I was trying to trick my brain and be like, it's just going to be like any other show. Like, don't be nervous. And it's anytime you get there, you're like, this is a big deal. It's hard to talk yourself down.
I bet. How long are you at the studio where they do the show before you are, before they need you?
It kind of depends with hair and makeup, but call time is usually like a couple hours before the show starts.
Okay.
So yeah, I think it's interesting. I've had experiences where like the first time I did it, I had a month notice, which is almost too long to know that you're going to do it. That's like a really long time to be nervous and get in your head and overthink it. And then I did A Little Late with Lily Singh 3 years ago, and somebody had dropped out that day, and I had a 5-hour notice. And that I actually way preferred than having a month notice.
I'm not surprised at all to hear you say that.
Yeah, you kind of just go into autopilot where you're like, okay, well, I have to do this, and I'll figure it out, and it'll be fine. And this time doing the Tonight Show was, I think, maybe 2.5 week notice.
Okay.
And that was also fine too. But yeah, you would think that 5 hours before would be a nightmare, but it actually kind of makes it easier.
No, I can absolutely see that. Did you get to meet any of the other celebrities on the show that night?
Yeah, so Macklemore was on the show with me, so was Marlon Wayans and Willem Dafoe. I didn't get to meet either of them, but I got to meet Macklemore, which was really exciting for me, being from Washington.
I was going to say, he's from Washington.
Yeah.
You were from, okay,
Yeah, it was, I'm
gonna pop them tires.
Yeah. Wow, you really sound like that guy. I've been a massive fan of his for forever. I actually was living in Seattle when his album The Heist came out, and that's where he's from, and I would ride the bus to my day job and just listen to that album all the time, and I loved that he made it so big as somebody from Washington.
Hell yeah.
And then it felt very fun to get to do the Tonight Show with him and not work at my day job in Seattle anymore. That was so soul-crushing, but yeah.
Do we find out, is Marlon Wayans and William Dafoe also from Washington?
I doubt that. I don't think so.
I don't think
but
so.
yeah,
I don't think so either.
That would have been cool.
Well, that's very... Who was on the first time you did the Tonight Show?
Drew Barrymore and I'm forgetting his... Josh Radnor.
Oh, yeah. How I Met Your Mother.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did you get to meet Drew Barrymore?
I did. And I shit my pants. It was so... That was crazy to meet her. But yeah, I told her I loved her new makeup line. Her makeup line had like kind of just come out, and she was like, "Oh my God," and she spanked me, and I was like, "Oh my God, I can die now." And she was like, should I do that? Am I allowed to do that?" I was like, "Oh my God, I would love to be Me Too'd by Drew Barrymore.
Hell
This
yeah.
would be highlight of my life."
Yes.
But yeah, so that was before I even went on stage. I was like, I mean, I could leave now and be happy.
I already got my Tonight Show moments.
Yeah. So she was so sweet, and Jimmy Fallon is so nice, and it's been great to get to be around him those 2 times too.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about the special that you have out there now.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I sat down and watched that.
Oh, thanks.
Fantastic.
I appreciate it.
I what is it? I mean, it's got several 100,000 views already. That thing's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, you don't ever really know what to expect with YouTube. At least for me, this was my first hour special, and that algorithm can really, I think, either favor you or not favor you. And so I tried to go in and not have expectations, but it's been out for just under 2 weeks and has like almost 450,000 views now, and that's like way more than I could have expected at this point. So I've been really happy and very grateful that people have watched it.
Awesome. You recorded it in Denver?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
Was it just one? How many shows did you film?
So we recorded 2. Kind of everything that could have gone wrong went wrong.
Oh, okay.
Leading up to it. It's like what the final product ended up being. I think I love how the production company shot it. That crowd was incredible, but leading up to it, we found out just like days before that the Stanley Cup Finals were going to be in Denver the same night with the Colorado Avalanche playing in it, just like blocks from the comedy club. So I started to see comments on my post like, "Hey, I've got tickets for Kelsey's special taping. We're going to the game instead." And this is, I mean, like I was just hemorrhaging ticket sales before the special. So I was freaking out. I had asked comic friends of mine if they could like post the ticket link in their stories. Like I just was so trying to think of anything I could. And fortunately, the first show was packed. They were great. But I flew a makeup artist out to do my hair and makeup, and 3 hours before the special, she lands and she texts me and she says, "So in my 25 years of doing this career, I've never had this happen, but the airline didn't send my makeup back." So she has no makeup, I have no makeup. So she had to sprint to a Sephora and just grab like random like samples, like makeup that maybe she's never used before, that's just like not what you want going into your special where there's going to be a camera this close to your face.
Oh my God.
Is the makeup artist
high def camera?
High def cameras, like never having used potentially like the product she's picking up. So much stress with that. And then, so we shot the first show. At the end of the first show, a guy passed out. So like as I think
because he was laughing so hard.
I don't know. He was older. And it was, I think, like maybe getting a little hot in there for him. I don't know. But he fully passed out. So paramedics came. Ambulance came.
And you were aware that this was happening?
It was like right as the show was ending, apparently. So bless that man for his timing, apparently. Like I guess he held off.
It's like, wrap this up.
Yeah. So paramedics came. He was fine. But because that all happened, it made the second show start late. And because that second show started late, it timed out so that the Avalanche game got done and the streets of Denver were filled with people in a blackout being like, "Let's keep going out. Like, what else can we do?" And so we just had all these completely hammered people show up to the second show they had no idea that it was a special taping. And within 5 minutes of me being on stage, there were 2 women like dead center 3 rows back that just started talking to me during the taping.
Oh my God, no.
And there have been so many announcements at that point. By the time I get up there, like, this is a taping. There's no talking. This is like, you have to be on your best behavior. And so I had to stop everything and be like, "Hey, I might handle this differently if this wasn't a taping, but like, you guys really have to either focus and like get it together, or you guys should go." And it was just like looking at 2 dolls, like their eyes were just all glass and like nothing was coming in.
Is she talking to us?
Right, you're
Yeah.
right. And so then I tried to start the show back up. I got another 30 seconds in, and they started talking to me again. Just the kind of time where they're like, oh my God, right? It's so crazy. And so I had to. I was like, all right, like they gotta go. So the whole production comes to a grinding halt. And this is a special taping. There's like momentum. You want everything to go perfectly. And because they were so drunk, it took them like at least 5 to 10 minutes to just even get their stuff and leave because they kept dropping everything. It was like the baby deer stumble walk out, dropping shit. And so we had to finish the rest of the show after that happened. Fortunately, the crowd really got on board after that.
Of course they did.
I think they
Yes.
knew. They were like, "Oh, like she really needs us."
Yes, they got on your side more than they would have. Absolutely.
I
Yep.
agree. I think it was kind of a blessing that it happened, but the special is like 95% from that first show. We pulled a couple clips from the second one, but that first show was a great crowd. So yeah, and there's like 5 other insane things that happened, but the great thing is that it turned out in the end, but
You
so
never know.
much, yeah.
I watch it. There's no sign of that.
So much shit, yeah.
There's no sign of that whatsoever. I do like how you put a few clips from the Wrists of Fury show at the end.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to prove that I watched the whole thing to the end.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, that is great. I liked that.
Cool. Thanks.
So are you still doing that series, Wrists of Fury, on YouTube?
We've kind of stopped for now. We are going to be looking for a new home for it in the future. But All Things Comedy, who it used to be with, they've just got so much on their plate right now. They're like shooting movies and all this stuff.
Oh.
And it's hard because I don't live in LA anymore,
Yeah.
and that's where we would shoot. So we're just kind of paused for now. But I think we've got 25 episodes online, and people seem to love the ones that are out. So I'm excited to shoot more when it works out. But
Very
yeah.
cool. Very cool.
Thanks.
Did you buy, are you interested, or did you even see that Lego came out with a little tiny mini foosball set?
Did they really?
You haven't seen this?
No. It doesn't surprise me, though. I feel like foosball is really becoming so popular in terms of all those sort of like decorative things. A guy that went viral making a foosball table out of chocolate. I don't know if you saw that.
No.
But yeah, people are doing lots of stuff with
Oh, wow.
foosball tables.
Wow.
Yeah.
Edible? No.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. So this Lego has a thing where, you know, the big fans can come up with, like, they let fans of Lego brainstorm and come up with, like, you know, there should be one for, you know, I think that's probably how they came up with, like, for the set of Friends and crap like that, right?
Mhm.
But anyway, there's a little, I'll show it to you when we're done here. I
Okay.
took a screenshot. I found $300 you can get one.
How big is it?
It's like tiny, like it would fit on this little table here.
Oh my gosh.
With a little
For $300?
Lego, yeah.
Lego's
They don't
expensive,
F
huh?
around.
Yeah.
yeah. Even their small sets are expensive, but it's about this big. It's playable.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's playable, but you have to build it first.
Yeah. Get arthritis playing that.
Yeah, probably.
I just realized that you said F around. Should I have not been swearing?
Oh no, I don't know why
Oh, okay.
I
Sorry.
fuck around. I don't know.
Okay.
No, I don't care.
I feel like I came in here just
No. I don't know why.
like a
didn't
feral
want her-
animal. Just- sorry.
You didn't tell her we don't we don't curse. No, there's no
Okay.
no problem whatsoever. Absolutely whatsoever. What else do I wanted to talk to you about? Oh, the last time it was funny listening back to this because it was right about when I had been very afraid to get on TikTok. I was like very apprehensive. You and I talked about TikTok, and I was very
right.
apprehensive. I just kind of dipped my toe in, and at that point, I was only looking at the feeds of people I follow. I wasn't doing the For You thing. And I even said to you, I was like,
funny.
and I don't want to do that. I don't want to get sucked in like my daughters and my wife. I watch her do that, and I fucking blew it. And I have caught myself doing that for hours at a time in the evening, scrolling
gets ya.
TikTok, and it's all curated to what I like for the most part.
Yeah.
So
It's
it happened.
crazy.
I'm embarrassed to say it happened, but I am pretty good at dialing back. Like I can stay away from it. It hits me. I'm like, don't do this, and I do a pretty good job of staying away. But I think
Yeah.
last night I found the reason why TikTok was invented,
Oh
and
my
it was the
gosh.
greatest thing I've ever seen. It was a live stream on
Okay.
TikTok.
Okay.
And it was a camera looking into this plastic bin with like 6 hamsters with 2 wheels, and they're running around. And 3 of them start going at a time, and then a 4th one jumps in and can't keep up, and it just like, and it shoots it off to the side.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
It's a great. No one's heard in this. No one's heard in this. They're little. They're little. They fly like 6 inches. It is the greatest thing I've ever seen on the internet.
I think that we're finding out your taste, and I always love knowing people's For You pages.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
that's what I've been starting to ask people. Yes.
Yeah.
So
you
that's.
like,
I don't even know what I would have viewed to get to that, honestly, because I'm not like, I don't like. I've asked people, they're like, oh, I have a lot of dog videos or cats, or like, there's no pet stuff I'm looking at. There's no, I don't even know. Like, I get a lot of people playing video games, honestly. Like,
Okay.
I watch people play video games sometimes.
That
Or
checks
like
out.
I was telling Chad, like, or not Chad, Jeff Dye. I was telling Jeff Dye, I watch
Yeah.
people open baseball cards and like
Oh, I'm
trading
sure
cards.
you and him.
Totally connected on
Love that. Yeah.
So like I'll watch people do that as well. So I don't know where this hamster thing came from, but I immediately hit subscribe and ran downstairs and showed my wife. I was like, I'm going to see this.
But that's how smart that algorithm is. You hadn't seen anything like that, and yet it just knew.
Yes. I'm already looking forward to
Yeah.
tonight when I'm watching Gonzaga, on the
Yes.
TV on my phone, I'll be watching hamsters spin around. And the guy like put in different wheels, took one out.
Oh my god.
Whatever.
It's
What's
the
it-
perfect drug.
Yes.
I
What
love
is
it.
on your For You page now?
Oh man. It's become a lot of like weightlifting things, which I know sounds like it would not be. I'm trying to be like more efficient in the gym. I feel like because I grew up playing sports, I thought maybe I knew what to do in the gym, but I don't. I just hate the idea that you could be going to the gym and spending that time in there and not actually getting the results you want because you don't know the things that actually could build muscle faster and all this stuff. My phone's listening to me say this right now, and it's like, bitch, we got it coming. There's going to be having so many videos like that. But everything I'm saying, it just listens to all of it. So lots of those, lots of makeup videos. It's so girly. It's just girly.
I think you
and
said that last year was
gross.
makeup video, so that hasn't
makeup
changed.
videos. Yeah, still like that stuff. Skincare videos.
How about any comedians? Do you watch comedy? Jeez, I keep dropping my phone.
Oh.
Do you watch comedy on there?
I do, but I don't feel like that many comedy videos come in my For You page.
Me neither. I follow a ton of comedians, but they don't show up on that, which is
Same.
strange.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like every now and again. What will happen is if you know that there's those really popular templates where right now it's like Pedro Pascal or however you say his last name eating a sandwich. Have you guys seen that one?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So I will like one of those, and then the first 20 videos I see are just other people's version of that video, and I love all of them. It's insanity. I can't believe what's happened to my brain. It's like
Right.
I'm sick. It's made me sick. But I don't know. I love those funny things.
It is. Is it ironic? You know, everybody screws up the definition of irony because of that song. Is it irony that this morning I was watching for 5 minutes a congressional hearing on TikTok?
Yes.
On TikTok?
Yes. It was so weird. I wonder
They're
what's
talking
going to
about
happen.
banning it?
Yeah, I
As I'm
know.
watching the thing that they're talking about banning?
I know. I wonder what's going to happen.
It's very
Do
strange.
you think we'll still have it? Maybe when I do the podcast next year, we won't even have TikTok to watch.
I mean, it's very possible, but it'll just be replaced by something more intrusive and addictive, probably.
Probably.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to tell you, we'll wrap it up here in a second. I want to tell you that I saw that you have new merch back in the
I
back
do.
room here. I want to talk about that because when we did the podcast last year, you were selling that red kind of throwback Wrists of
yeah,
Fury shirt. And on the show, I was like, I want to buy one of these from you. And you said, oh, no, I'll just give you one. I'll give you one. Well, that didn't happen, and I got home, and I ended up buying one off your website. Just wanted
You
to let,
did?
I did. I wanted to let you know that. I love
Did
that
we
shirt.
just forget to?
It doesn't matter. It's
Oh,
not what
I
I'm
feel
telling
terrible.
you.
I didn't want you to pay
I'm
for
telling
that.
you because I'm supporting the product
Oh,
here.
well, thank you.
Not because I'm like guilting you into. I want to pay for stuff. I trust me. I want
that's
when
really
I
nice.
want to pay for the
Thanks.
stuff from my guests. So I have one of those, but I see you have some other ones. So if you could
I have new ones
tell
now.
people about those right now.
Yeah, so I have a joke that is on the special about me drinking in college. We were talking about these Borgs or whatever. I should not judge anybody because I used to take shots of gin and chase them with deli meat. So I And then I say on stage that you're white trash when your cocktails involve ham. And so I had shirts made where it's like a classy martini glass, but then there's a toothpick of ham on the edge. So I think they're very cute. I like them a lot. And then I don't know, I think I had the tour shirts when I was here last time, but the shirt company last year, on the back there's a list of cities, and they had accidentally...
There's a spelling error.
Yeah, they put Oklahoma City, Ohio.
That's right.
And it's like, I was like, the only city on the entire tour where the name of the state is in the city. I was like, how high were you guys when you made these shirts? And so I had posted a video kind of poking fun at it of like, oh, I can't wait to perform in New York City, Texas. And they apparently saw that video because when they made me the new tour shirts for this year, because I've got one now that also has this year's list of cities on the back, they snuck in New York City, Texas at the bottom.
No.
So the typo tour shirt just continues.
Oh my God, I
will
love
not
that.
die. But it's fun. Now it's almost like a little Easter egg. I kind of love that it is continuing on.
Oh, I hope that continues on.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I feel like I
forever.
should always do it now, in some way. But
especially if people like start collecting, I know all of them.
Oh,
Like I got the fake air and then all the real ones.
Yeah,
Oh, absolutely.
true.
Oh, that is fantastic.
Thanks.
One final thing. So when you were here last year, I remember you and I talked about that you were. In fact, I think we made a little clip out of it and put it out. Is that you were going to go maybe trying to hustle a couple people around town playing foosball?
Right.
Did that happen when you were here last year?
That didn't happen. Oh, it did with Ali. What? Yeah. No, wait, hold on. No, I went with Ali. So Ali had featured for me here, Ali Sultan.
Yeah.
But then we did that. We hustled people in Wisconsin. I was with him on another gig. Oh, I did go with James. Do you remember, Brandon, what that place was?
Was it Mortimer's?
Yes.
Does that sound right?
Yes.
Okay.
I totally forgot. So yes, we did do that. Got a fun clip of that. I think that's at the end of the special.
Okay.
That was very fun.
Okay.
But I actually had a group of foosball players come out to the show last night who like tour and go to the big tournaments. And they said that there's a place, is it called Jeremy's maybe, or Justin's? It's a J name. That there's...
Yeah, over at my house, just
Yeah.
my basement. No, I don't know.
There's a weekly tournament on Saturdays
Huh.
at a place near here, I think. So anyway, they were asking me to come out and do that. I don't know if I will this weekend. I feel like I'm getting old. I'm so tired by the end, especially like a 2-show night, and it's late. I'm tired.
It is late.
But
Yeah.
we'll see. I wish that more comedy clubs had foosball tables like in the lobby or something, because I would play them.
Oh my God.
That would be kind of chaos, though. I feel like people wouldn't leave.
Yeah, I know Brandon's like, no.
I know, Brandon. I'm sorry.
We
can cut this out and not encourage that. Brandon just cut my mic 30
Kelsey's
seconds ago. He's like, absolutely not.
If you want foosball at Acme, just sign up at the. We'll get a list going and present it to Lewis. We'll give it in here next year. Let's see. I think that's about it. So you got the special out there. It's on YouTube. You've got the podcast still, and I come to shows here, but you can't because they're all sold out.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that as well. All sold out already.
Thank you.
That is really cool.
Thank you.
Very, very cool. So. I guess if you're in a different town listening to this, trying to find Kelsey there. I saw that you're going on tour a lot this summer, right?
Yeah, a lot of tour dates this year. So what do I have next? San Francisco, and then Rosemont, Chicago, Denver, Salt Lake City. Tons coming up in the next even just couple months. But yeah, you can go to kelseycook.com and get tickets there.
Bring a Borg on stage at one of those places.
God damn. Just become the female Burt Kreischer.
No!
Borgs. That's going to rock my brain for a while. That's so much alcohol.
No.
God, these children, what are they doing?
They're the future.
They are the future.
Thank you. Awesome.